Okay, we are live. Hi, everyone. Oh my goodness, it's good to see all of you on. Thanks for joining us for the Rich Girl number 121, and this is called The Push. I've been thinking about this topic for a couple of weeks, and so I'm really glad that you are joining us for this. I have a lot of experience about the push, and thank you for being on here so we can talk about it. Okay, so please comment in the comment section. I always read all of them, and I think everybody else does too, so thank you. And the good news is on Rich Girl is that we are nearing 1,000 members. I can't believe this. This just started a couple of years ago with an idea that I really wanted to invest more in people out there, especially women who wanted to just have a wealthier life, a richer life in all aspects of their life. And I have really noticed a trend in my life over the last many years that I've had some wow experiences, and I'm sharing a lot of those with you. So today is no exception to that, called The Push. Okay, so when my one of my daughters was in middle school, we talked about her getting involved in sports. And she had at that time a very difficult time mixing with others. She was entering a new school. She seldom would volunteer or take steps to join any other activities outside of school. She just wasn't pushing herself. So I encouraged her to go out for volleyball and reminding her how athletic she was and how she was a natural, she's competitive, and that she would be great. And I got to tell you guys, we talked about this many times before tryout. And it was now tryout times, and she was committed. So she was going to stay after school and try out for volleyball. And I would bring her just beforehand, I would bring her some food and a drink and refreshed and just see her for a few minutes before she went to the tryout, give her another good cheer on, right? And I would be waiting in the parking lot for her. Well, she came out of school and she got in the car and she decided that she was not going to do it, not going to try out. I asked her why, and she really didn't have anything to say. And this I knew you guys, it was a turning point. I just knew it. And I could have just given up on the whole thing, started the car, drive off. And this, I believed at the time, and I still do, that it would go down in her mind as a defeat. Or this would self label her. She would self label herself for a very long time. Or I could push her. She was going to hate me, but this was clear. This was clearly my choice. I decided with a prayer to push, and it became a harder push than I ever expected I ever would dare to push her this hard. She was super crying, very upset that I was forcing her. And after like 10 minutes of debate and crying and just, I mean, really kind of a snot case, she finally got out of the car and she walked to the gym. Of course, I had threatened her a couple of times too. I sat and I waited and I let her know that I was not going to move and that I would watch her from a distance. Now, I don't think in all those years that I have ever seen her more angry with me. Now, some of you, and I understand this, would disagree about forcing. You would say this was more than a push. And mostly I probably would agree with you on that. And I normally don't handle things like this. So going from understanding that and the kind of full force within minutes, it isn't my natural MO. It's not what I think is absolutely right. But this time, this was different, as I knew the whole time this is a lot more than just trying out for volleyball. This giving into her fear and this sense of not belonging or not being good enough could, yeah, could affect her the rest of her life. So here's the results. The result was is that she made the team. Okay? You probably thought that, right? And she did. And she had 3 years of really strong, enjoyable experiences. And she was also a star player as well. She made new friends in this new school and proved to herself that she could do hard things. Good thing that turned out like that, right? You know, none of us became who we are right now because we were endowed to become ourselves. It just isn't by chance. See, more than sometimes, there are much more than sometimes. You got to push yourself. If you have had someone who believes in you, if you had to, that they had to push you along or push with you, and you've had that experience, well, you know what I'm talking about. But life is proactive. If we are not acting on it, it is acting on us. I know that we cannot wait for circumstances of our life to get right. When we wait, conditions or circumstances usually get what? Yeah, they get worse. When we push ourselves, it gives us the gift of fear. Okay, can you believe I said gift? The gift of fear. But that can really turn some traction and momentum on for us. Some real traction. Fear can hold our attention. It can do some other things too, and I'll talk about that in a second. But have you ever gotten in line with some friends to go on a really scary roller coaster ride? Okay, maybe it was way back when, right? And your group finally got closer to the front of the line, and you started to make up some excuses in your brain about how in the world could you just bow out of this? And that probably started pretty early. And the closer you got to the front of the line, the more intense it got, right? Bow out of this. How can I do this? Okay, I'm going to say I have to go to the bathroom, or I have an important phone call, or something like that. It didn't matter, but you could come up with something pretty quick. Now, your good friend is with you, and she's not having any of it. Nope. She may be gentle, or she may be get in your face kind of girl. And she says to you, you're going to go on this ride because we did not stand in an hour in this line for you to bow out, buzz out now. And she pushes you. Yes. And you get on the roller coaster. You get on that ride. They strap you in and you are scared half to death. And you hate her the whole time. You hate her the whole time until the ride is over and everyone is laughing and they decide to do it again. And for some crazy reason, you now have some kind of weird love with a roller coaster and you're ready to do it all over again. But did you thank your friend? No, you didn't thank her. No, of course not. But somewhere in your subconscious, you had a little deeper respect and love and trust, a little more for her. I know you did. So what do you gain in the push? You got it. Okay, you got it. And now you might just give it to someone else. When you got the push, you're strong enough to give it to someone else. Be a proverbial roller coaster, important decision, a push to something to do different in your life or to take a risk. My friend, you're going to know what that is because we have them all the time. So please do not wait for the conditions of your life to get right for anything important for you or your loved ones. And hey, let's not even talk about that big of important things. Let's just talk about the small things that will give you the confidence that you need to seek to take larger pushes in your life. Start with the small steps of push. I cannot underline this enough. You might be thinking, what do you mean, Suzanne? What do you mean the small steps? Well, I'm going to give you an example of this and let's just see how this works out in your own life. Personally, hate to admit this, but I really don't love to exercise. No, I don't really. And I have felt this way all of my life, really all my life. Never liked gym, but always liked basketball or baseball or something like that. Let me dance. Let me do some baseball. Let me do some pickleball. Let me do something outside. Yeah, but not really loving inside stuff. But my small step to myself in getting myself in my workout room is this. Put your clothes on. Yep, put your clothes on. Put your socks on one at a time. Put your shoes on. Pull my hair back in a ponytail. You see, those small pushes get me to that room and on the bike or on the treadmill or lifting weights. Okay, those small steps got me there. Your push, whatever it is, it's the proverbial dirty closet in your house or your head, and you hate it. You don't want to have anything to do with that. Untouchable closet, right? In fact, you just want to tape it shut and never open it again. Well, how about this? Take a small step. Give yourself 30 minutes. And by the end of the 30 minutes, give yourself permission to stop. Take that small step and start in one little corner of the closet. Take everything out and then put things back according to how you want to organize them or get rid of them or throw them or give them to Goodwill, right? Fool yourself. Hack your own brains, my friend. Hack your brain. And what you'll find is you are able to give yourself a push and you probably won't even stop at that. You'll just keep going. A couple of years ago, not that long ago, we took Mike's mother on a very beautiful, I mean, really memorable and long awaited trip to Norway for 2 weeks. All 7 of the kids and their spouses went. The timing was not right, you guys, wasn't right for anybody. Mostly not Mike's mom. She was not at her healthiest best, but the push was on. She rallied. Oh my gosh, she rallied big time. And she also had literally the time of her life. The time. I have never seen her smile so much or heard her giggle so much. But after that trip, and a couple of months later, her health started to slowly decline. And everyone said it was such a really good thing that we all went, that we pushed it to happen. If we hadn't have pushed it to happen, it never would have. Will you feel more grateful for the push you allowed others to give you or the one that you will give yourself? Will you feel more grateful? Some of you will feel a sense of urgency. Others will feel some fear and find themselves not confident or even not motivated. Fear does that. Yeah, it can. It can freeze you or it can motivate you. If you push yourself and you keep that push, keep it going, keep it going, you know. But if we do not push, then we'll never know what could have been done. What could have happened? We will always wonder if we release that push too soon or don't give it enough. And you and I both know the difference of that. We know what a real push is. And we know what also just is, right? Just See, that push we give ourselves is a great clarifier. It puts us in the lane that says go. It puts you in that lane right there and says go. It also clears up some fog. Can I just tell you? It clears up some fog. And staying still thickens fog. Yeah. And it will grow our uncertainties. The push is the answer. The only thing, okay, I'm going to just say y'all. The only thing, y'all, that we gain without effort is old. Yeah, old. So today, this is Suzanne Brothers Varley with the Rich Girl topic, The Push, signing off for you. And we will see you next week. Bye-bye.